How you doing, everybody? Today, welcome to Hairdressing Live, firstly. I just wanted to share with you, session hair or pin-ups is not for every hairstylist. However, session hair is the heartbeat of hair fashion. It's something where stylists have the confidence to explore revolutionary styles, push boundaries, and inspire hairdressers all over the world. Today, I'm sat with somebody who does just that. We have the session manager for Bad Apple Hair Group in Birmingham, James Earnshaw. Everybody, thank you very much.
Hi, pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for flying in from Birmingham today. Listen, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself anyway, and your background and where you started off.
Yeah,
good.
So where to start? So again, I've been hairdressing for about 11 years now. Started just kind of as everyone does, I'm an apprentice.
Okay, very good.
Worked my way up through kind of Tony and Guy, worked there for quite a few years.
Whereabouts in Tony and Guy? Which salon?
I was just in like a local one near me, then I went to Birmingham.
Okay, very
Then
good.
I was there, and then...
Did you get qualified with Tony and Guy?
Yeah,
okay,
so I
very
did
good.
like my vardering as if, like
Wonderful.
in cutting.
Okay, because that's
And
my
then-
background as well,
Is it?
actually. Yeah, my background is Tony and Guy, so that's
Small
where I
world.
started. Yeah.
And I'm really glad that I did. I think it's a really good base. Like, I'm so glad.
Totally.
Like,
I think there was an era where it was very dominant with Sassoons for so long.
Yeah.
And Tony and Guy challenged that and came
Yeah.
in, and it became like, you know, there was two massive brands doing the massive
Yeah.
education structures, you know. I think it was very, very good grounding and good
Yeah.
sort of, you know, to inspire you in your career. I think.
yeah, and I still think back to fundamentals sometimes today, and I'm like, oh yeah, like still take a bit of that and a bit of that. So I'm glad that I did. Then I moved to Francesco Group, and that's when I really started to kind of get into more creative work. So
Very good.
did a lot of assisting at the start, you know, like you have to, and then just
Who were
started
you
to
assisting
do.
with, can I ask?
So, and the initial way that I got into shows and stuff was working with Cloud9, who I'm lucky enough to do a lot of stuff with.
Yeah,
now.
that's remarkable. I mean, that's very, very good.
Yeah.
An achievement for yourself that.
Yeah.
And it's an international brand.
Yeah.
And you're one of the ambassadors for them. So I applaud you for that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
thank you.
You know? But that
So-
doesn't come with that doesn't just
No, it wasn't just
you
given
know,
to me.
given to you. No.
That first came about when I just started doing loads of like free shoots locally in Birmingham, you know.
Yeah.
They probably weren't that good, but it wasn't about that. It was about experience, and you know yourself, doing hair in a salon is completely different
Totally,
to doing
yeah.
it on a shoot.
Totally.
So that really opened my eyes to like makeup, clothes styling, that kind of
Yeah.
world. Did a lot of that, and then the opportunity came up. Cloud9 were looking for someone to work, just assist backstage at Fashion Week.
Okay.
So I just applied for that. You had to send some images off. So I did that. Loved the tools anyway, so that was great. And then I was like one of the picked 3 people. I think it was me, Kai Wilson, and one other person.
Okay.
And it was all one of our first Fashion Weeks. So that was amazing. And that's first what got me into the door with like Fashion Week and Cloud9. And then from there it just grew.
And
grew,
that,
really.
I guess, inspired you to want to do more of it, was it?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
sort of whet the palate. And,
Yeah,
You know.
I remember walking into the room, and the first 2 models I saw were Cara Delevingne and Jordan Dunn.
Oh,
It was
amazing.
my first Fashion Week,
Oh my God.
and it was crazy. It was like amazing to see people like that so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really good, and then I just started doing more shows with them. Did every season, so it was amazing, really good.
Listen, what you just said there a few minutes ago was, I used to do a lot of free stuff. I don't want to breeze past that, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's something I believe that any of our viewers or anybody wanting to get into session hairdressing or even magazine work, they have to put that work in, right? They have to team up with people. They have to team up with like stylists, photographers, and put their time in for free, even makeup artists as well. They all collaborate together.
Yeah.
You start building a portfolio, and by doing that, everybody grows. So other people, you know, the photographers may get other jobs and get you involved with. So basically broadens your network of people. Your network is your net worth, I guess. But a lot of people, I just want to reiterate this, is that, you know, you don't get paid for some of those jobs.
No.
Do you know? And the paid stuff comes afterwards. So it's getting the hard work and putting the graft in your own free time. It's not salon time a lot of time, is it? Did you do that with salon time or
No.
in your own free time?
Yeah,
Own
definitely.
free time. Okay, yeah.
I think it's really important.
This is
like
where
you
there's a
said.
cross line,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think I still work for free now all the time because, you know,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
hairdresser because I absolutely love it. You know what I mean? Yes, it is a job. Obviously, it brings me money, but I absolutely would never change my job. You know, so I still do stuff all the time, favours, and I think when I started, absolutely, I did loads of stuff for free, and I worked with people, and I've kind of watched them grow as like makeup artists and stylists and stuff, and we look back at work and we're like, oh my God, why did we do that? Like, it's really interesting to see as you grow and learn. So I think absolutely, it's a lot of time, your own time, and it's a lot of free stuff. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, totally. And it's investing your time wisely, in my opinion. It's investing your time, you're learning an awful lot. And this is what I want to get into a few minutes actually as well, because whenever, actually we'll go back to that in a few moments anyway, because it's about experience, right? So you have to do a lot of horrible things before you get the right things. And by doing those shoots at early stages for free or whatever it may be, you're learning a huge amount. But listen, tell me a little bit about, you know, I mean, you're a session hairdresser, you're also a salon hairdresser, but what and who and what inspires you in your direction in session? Like, is there anybody that inspires you that you sort of go, well, do you know what? I just love what they do, or you know, or what is it? Is it the fashion shows? Is it the magazine work? What is it?
Yeah, it's a question I get quite a lot of time. Like, where do you get your inspiration from? As a general thing, but if you're talking about hairdressers, I think in the UK we're so lucky that we're such a small country and we're all so near to each other. And being in the Fame team really opened up my eyes to network with amazing people. You know, we got to work with people like Adam Reed. Obviously, Nick Irwin was amazing. Errol Douglas, and like people that, when you really hear about how they created their collections, it really changes your inspiration on them. But my favourite hairdresser, where I would say everything that she does I'm absolutely obsessed with, is a hairdresser from Australia called Renia Zaidis.
Oh, okay, very good,
So she is literally, I am obsessed with her. I think she's absolutely amazing. I think she always has a certain taste level. And I think what I've learned is, with any hair that you do, always needs to be beautiful in some way. And her looks always are beautiful, no matter how edgy or editorial they are. So yes, she's a huge inspiration to me. And I've worked on her team a couple of times actually at Fashion Week, and that was just crazy. Amazing. Yeah, really good.
Over here?
Over here 3 times, and then I literally went into a salon in Sydney and just walked in because I just had to see it in Sydney last year. That was amazing. I
say over here as in over this side of the world.
I
know we're in Ireland at the moment.
I actually forgot I was in Dublin then.
Over this side of the world, I guess. Listen, British Hairdressing Wars is something that you you enter quite regularly. You've been a finalist twice at the British Hairdressing Awards. What does the awards mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, British Hairdressing Wars is just such an amazing platform. I think when I first did it, I think 2014 was a massive year for me because I was kind of not really known in the industry. And getting through to the British Hairdressing Wars for the first time was just like, wow. And I remember like when I walked out on stage with all the finalists, I was literally like next to like Mark Leeson, I was next to Royston Blythe, I was literally next to like everyone that I'd looked up to. So hopefully this year will be a very good year for me with British.
Very good. Have you done your pictures and everything?
Yeah.
They've been submitted? No, they haven't, not yet.
No, well, they're all ready to post. I'm going to post them on Wednesday.
Yeah, because I know I've been talking to loads of hairdressers and everybody's doing the work at the moment. So I'm thrilled actually. I get so much energy from the British Hairdressing Wars. I love seeing all the new stuff. People say it gets better every single year, but I don't know whether it gets better. I just think
it
gets different because I mean our industry is so progressive and it's always coming up with new stuff, and I think that's what is the attraction, and that's why we keep saying it gets better, but actually I don't know whether the technical ability gets better because everybody's so good anyway.
And it's just more the whole evolves. Thing of it,
just new stuff and new energy. I love it. I absolutely love it. Listen, I mean, I always think even entering awards, it pushes boundaries for yourself. If people are going to enter competitions or do pictures, I just always think you don't know where you're going unless you actually go and do it, right? Because people always like, oh, I have to have a strong vision. Until you start messing around with hair, you start creating and you learn so much from it, and you actually see how far you can push yourself. And I love that about doing collections, doing imagery and doing work like that, because you actually learn as you're progressing along, as you're doing the collections and working with hair that way. Because it's not salon work, really. You're trying to push it a little bit further, aren't you? You know.
I think as well it's those little free shoots and little things you do that I almost see as a bit of a practice for the big shoots. And I think the first time I did British Hairdressing, I think I spent like £200, and it wasn't actually that great of a collection, but it wasn't about that. It was about what I learned from that for the next year and then the next year and then the next year. And there's only one way you're going to get better is to do it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
And do you know what? The fear stops people from finding out that.
Yeah.
The fear. I just can't get that across enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Well, if you don't get through, then no one will know you've entered anyway.
Exactly, but that doesn't make any difference.
Exactly.
In my opinion, you've got a collection, you've learned an awful lot from it. Don't worry about what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to get into with session hair. I mean, people are afraid to explore creativity because they're worried about either their colleagues or their team saying something, or the people around them.
Yeah.
And they're frightened to do something that looks ugly or something. But you have to do ugly things to get the bloody nice things, you know? And I think you have to push through those barriers. I mean, loads of hairdressers would tell you, or even loads of artists or creatives or anything that people do, they do 20 or 100 things before they get the one really good thing. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like if you're doing show work or whatever, and you're trying to break through those barriers and trying to get something, you have to just get working on it and break through that barrier, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
How would you recommend any young stylists getting into your position now, doing what you did? I mean,
I'd say kind of
doing the free stuff or getting themselves out there that way, would you?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a bonus. I think do as much as you can with anyone, you know. Devote as much time as you can to it. You know, a lot of my friends say, oh my God, like you literally devote everything to it. Because, you know, most Sundays or whenever I'm off work. But obviously the power of social media is absolutely huge right now. Like as a young person now who's 16, like when I was 16, I couldn't reach out to random people across the world because it was literally like, you have to physically be there with them or write an email. Whereas now, like, you can literally message any hairdresser that you want straight away. So to me, it's like, get your Instagram, get as much content on there as possible. And then, you know, then you've got that platform, then when you inbox whoever you want to assist or anyone like that, they can literally see your work. And, you know, I know a lot of hairdressers that will, you know, they will get you to help them and they will help you. Because there's a lot of nice people in this industry, do you know what I mean? A lot of nice people.
No, totally. I totally agree. There's a lot of goodwill out there. You know, wanting to you know, help develop people through. I think it's very, very good industry to be in.
I get a lot of like 16-year-olds message me on Instagram, 17-year-olds that like I've just finished my started my qualification. How can I like come and help you or anything like that? It's really lovely. It's like a huge compliment.
That's
so
good.
Really nice.
That's really good. The Instagram accounts, just clarify, guys. If you are doing an Instagram account, I would have a work one and maybe a personal one as well. And have it like a little bit more professional. So if you are going like to a hairdresser, you can sort of say, so they can, instead of scouring through
in a club.
Scouring through all those other pictures. If it's a professional page, they can see your work immediately. And it's basically because people's attention isn't there, you know what I mean? So you need people's attention on your work immediately. So it has to be good, polished, everything good that way. And then if you have a personal one, have a personal one to one side, you know? Listen, take us through a little bit about what you're going to be doing with us today in the class.
Yes, I'm really excited actually. I've got a beautiful model, Olivia, with amazing hair. Amazing hair. So I'm going to be doing...
One of the guys just said there she's going to photograph really well as well. So it's, you know,
definitely.
That was Brian actually. Brian likes getting a mention.
Dying to get in the shot today. So my cool girl hair up class, I'm going to be kind of sharing with you like kind of 2 looks. Obviously we've got an hour, so I'm going to be working with a lot of preparation techniques, obviously techniques that I've picked up from shows, just something like a ponytail, but something very classic, but I'm going to put like a modern cool twist on it. We've got like a really cool twisted messy look, so it's for those people who want to create like effortlessly sexy, kind of sexy hair for girls, that kind of vibe.
This is like all salon work as well, isn't it? And it could be magazine work. So it's salon work and
there's
magazine work.
There's something for everyone, from beginner to someone who just wants a bit of inspiration.
Brilliant. I can't wait. So what we have to do, we have to get you ready for the class right now. So thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in. If you like what you've seen, leave a comment below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.